So today's quick tips or quips or quips, I like quips. IBS, yes. So one of the things about IBS is that unfortunately it causes a lot of physical pain. Not to mention, it can send someone to the bathroom. And I don't mean send someone to the bathroom because they have an urge to poop. I mean send someone to the bathroom where they only have a few minutes to make it, otherwise, basically, they explode in their pants. So that causes a lot of anxiety, just trying to always worry about making it. For me, sometimes I was in a meeting and I've had to excuse myself because I've had to run to a bathroom. So being able to run to the bathroom, one, without feeling noticed, which is hard, but two, it's a lot of the physical aspects that really make this disease or condition, whatever you want to call it, so difficult and hard to bear. A lot of it is, well, for one, because your diet consists of a lot of foods that people usually avoid in order to lose weight. So you will have, when you start having issues, and you will start to have weight gain. And I don't mean, if you can monitor your diet and your reactions aren't so severe, you can kind of moderate a lot of that with exercise. But what people don't understand is that a lot of the physiology issues are not related to just weight gain. So most common with people with IBS is you'll notice that they have a protruding belly. So, in my case, I almost look like I'm always pregnant, and it's a very round belly and it's all up in there. So for me, I've gotten used to it, but the people around me, they still criticize, they still judge, they still assume that it's because of food or that I'm just not watching my weight or whatever. So whatever they choose, they choose to judge and think, but they just don't understand. Now, what also people don't understand is that exercise is a trigger. So although you eat what you're supposed to, not what you should when you're trying to lose weight, what you're supposed to is you gain a lot of calories because that's all you can absorb. Now, the issue with IBS is that you don't absorb the nutrients you eat because everything goes through you so quickly. So that means multivitamins don't work because they have to be slowly absorbed because they digest slowly. They're dissolved tablets. The only way to get most of your vitamins is through injections, which for most is not exactly the way to go. It's not pleasant. Some people have fear of needles. Not to mention it can be costly, and not all vitamins can be injected. For example, vitamin D and vitamin C, there's no injections for those, but those are the top two that you need to get. So for me, a lot of my vitamins, so regardless if I'm trying to lose weight or not, I actually supplement my diet by having a protein shake every morning. Not because I'm trying to lose weight or gain weight, because protein shakes are typically what you use to gain muscle mass. But I use them because it's a quick way to absorb some nutrients. Now, because of IBS, I'm lactose intolerant. Now, the lactose intolerant mean I can't use a standard protein shake because most protein shakes have lactose in them or a lactose base. So I have to use this vegetarian protein shake that are like $40, a container about this size, because there's soy base, bean base, whatever else. Now, this will cause a reaction as well, but because I can absorb more before I react, it's better than trying to eat an orange and reacting. So it allows me to quickly absorb some nutrients better than just food itself, because it actually can go through it anyways. Now the other thing is, so that's like diet wise and what I have to do, but one of the base physiology, and the first thing you notice is size. Now, I mean, what my doctor and what my specialist told me is that basically you better be happy with the way you look now, because chances are this is how you'll look for the rest of your life. Now, people around me have been, family and friends, people I know, have been struggling with weight their entire life, and for them it's hard for them to understand why I'm not losing weight. Now, I've been completely on this watch my diet, eating 3 square meals a day, although it still causes reactions. And I'm trying to exercise to a level that's beyond the basic dailies. Now, I walk a lot, so above walking a lot, but the problem is exercise is a trigger. So I'm lucky enough that I have a treadmill in the home now, so that allows me to up the ante and walk a little more and walk on an incline. I can't run. So I don't know if you've ever seen on the internet those runners, and they have, some of them had to let go while they run. Well, imagine someone with IBS, that's a consistent, constant worry for them. I can't go to the gym and exercise because I would literally be running to the bathroom to empty my bowels because they'd be angry at me every 10 minutes. So I do a set of barbells and then I have to run to the bathroom. And I don't mean this to be an excuse. It's not an excuse. It's something that you have to be prepared. And I mean, running to the bathroom in itself isn't so bad if it's a single bathroom that you can close the door and no one else can hear you. Because unfortunately, these are noisy sounds. But gyms have public bathrooms. They have stalls that, there's 4 or 5 stalls stuck together. There's these half doors and everyone can hear you. And that just makes you anxious. And how many looks I get, even at work. I'm lucky enough at work that we have a private bathroom, but we do have a public bathroom where there's 3 stalls, and I've had to run in there sometimes because people use that single bathroom that we have, and I've had to, do my thing. And I just remember getting out there and the person's like, "Are you okay?" And the thing is, when you go in there, it's not a quick, 1 or 2 minutes, evacuate, and then you walk out. When you have a reaction, there's think of it like an earthquake. You have the full-fledged reaction right away. But then for a couple minutes or 10 minutes after, you can have tremors where, you got to run again. So for me, when I have a reaction, my bathroom break can last for about 30 minutes. Now, when you're in a social situation, a gym, you're sitting there for 30 minutes. People are like, "Are you okay?" knocking on the door. And I'm like, "Yes, I have a medical condition. I'm fine. I just need time to relax and ease and breathe and drink a lot of water." But yeah, so I think, the whole purpose of these information sessions and these videos is to just make people understand that, yes, I'm a big girl, and it's not because I'm not trying to lose weight, but it's more of I'm comfortable as long as I'm healthy. So even if I'll be big for the rest of my life, which I'm trying not to, but there's only so much you can do, I'm comfortable in my own skin. So please stop talking about my weight. Get over it. I'm a big girl, and I will always have to remain a big girl. I mean, the alternative is to have part of my colon removed, which would be a colostomy bag, and that can have so many side effects on its own. But can you imagine having this hole in your stomach, and you have this bag that has all your, movements attached to it, and you have to empty this a few times a day, which is the same as running to the bathroom for, an experience or an anxiety attack or a stress attack or a food attack. And there's so much more attached to that. It's not a quick fix. There are no quick fixes. This is a permanent, debilitating disease that just people just don't understand. It's not a question of, I shouldn't eat that piece of bacon. Which, a lot of it is diet. A lot of it is no oil, no leafy greens, no non-soluble fiber, no high sugar content, no caffeine, no alcohol. A lot of it is basic dieting, but some of it is triggers too. I mean, I'm lactose intolerant, and for the people around me, they just don't understand what this disease is and how it causes issues. I mean, I had a work issue. I had a work day where we were at a full day session, and I had to run 3 times to the bathroom, and my coworkers know about my condition. They're very well aware. Now, one of the things is that they had lunch served, and 90% of what was on the lunch menu was lactose. They had dairy products in them. So basically that entire day was a write-off for me reaction-wise. So pain and suffering. Okay, let's get back to that section. So there's a lot of physical pain. There's cramping, there's gas, there's bloating. There's also, there's physical pain. It's almost like I've had a child. It's almost like contractions. But think of having contractions for the rest of your life because either of food or stress or anxiety. And sometimes it's just as a reaction to a disease that you can't know. So sometimes I react just because I have a cold or the flu. I'll have reaction just because of that. And I've been so careful. So I can go a week without a reaction and then be sick for a week. And the aftermath of having a reaction is 2 to 3 days of physical pain where, as simple as I can't wear tight pants. I can't wear anything that has a strong elastic around the waist because it just pushes on the belly. I can't sleep on my stomach or a side where I put pressure on whichever side is hurting. Sometimes it's both. The physical aspects can be quite daunting, quite difficult, and embarrassing, to say the least. So I think that's my tidbit for today. And please feel free to, send me questions, comments. If you don't want to post them online, you can also just private message me or send me a direct message, and I'll shoot you off in a reply.